Love is a serious mental disease. I'm trying to think. Don't confuse me with fact. If women are expected to do the same work as men, we must teach them the same things. Those who tell the stories rule society. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle. Wise men speak because they have something to say, fools because they have to say something. Only the dead have seen the end of war. Never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow. There is truth in wine and children. Ignorance, the root and stem of every evil. Human behavior flows from three main sources: desire, emotion, and knowledge. Education is teaching our children to desire the right things. When men speak ill of thee, live so as nobody may believe them. There are two things a person should never be angry at: what they can help, and what they cannot. Courage is knowing what not to fear. There are three classes of men: lovers of wisdom, lovers of honor, and lovers of gain. You should not honor men more than truth. The beginning is the most important part of the work. Necessity is the mother of invention. The object of education is to teach us to love what is beautiful. Death is not the worst that can happen to men. Character is simply habit long continued. A house that has a library in it has a soul. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. Good actions give strength to ourselves and inspire good actions in others. An empty vessel makes the loudest sound, so they that have the least wit are the greatest babblers. A hero is born among 100, a wise man is found among 1,000, but an accomplished one might not be found even among 100,000 men. Love is simply the name for the desire and pursuit of the whole. Any man may easily do harm, but not every man can do good to another. The first and best victory is to conquer self. Man is a being in search of meaning. At the touch of love everyone becomes a poet. True friendship can exist only between equals. No wealth can ever make a bad man at peace with himself. He was a wise man who invented God. Of all the animals, the boy is the most unmanageable. Is there a perfect world? Ideas are the source of all things. The right question is usually more important than the right answer. Thinking, the talking of the soul with itself. Time is the moving image of reality. Knowledge is the food of the soul. A life without investigation is not worth living. There is no harm in repeating a good thing. Truth is the beginning of every good to the gods, and of every good to man. Knowledge without justice ought to be called cunning rather than wisdom. The first and greatest victory is to conquer yourself. To be conquered by yourself is of all things most shameful and vile. A good decision is based on knowledge and not on numbers. No one is more hated than he who speaks the truth. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. Wonder is the feeling of the philosopher, and philosophy begins in wonder. This city is what it is because our citizens are what they are. Science is nothing but perception. Every heart sings a song incomplete until another heart whispers back. Treat your parents as you would like your children to treat you. The world is boring for boring people. Good actions give strength to ourselves and inspire good actions in others. You married a crazy woman if she says you're perfect. I'm trying to think. Don't confuse me with facts. Courage is knowing what not to fear. Character is simply habit long continued. It is impossible to improve the world if first the man does not improve. The wise man will want to be ever with him who is better than himself. Nothing beautiful without struggle. Don't force your children into your ways, for they were created for a time different from your own. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. Those who wish to sing always find a song. At the touch of a lover, everyone becomes a poet. The heaviest penalty for declining to rule is to be ruled by someone inferior to yourself. One of the penalties of refusing to participate in politics is that you end up being governed by your inferiors. I am the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing. Good people do not need laws to tell them to act responsibly, while bad people will find a way around the laws. The measure of a man is what he does with power. The madness of love is the greatest of heaven's blessings. People are like dirt. They can either nourish you and help you grow as a person, or they can stunt your growth and make you wilt and die. Love is the pursuit of the whole. There is in every one of us, even those who seem to be most moderate, a type of desire that is terrible, wild, and lawless. For this feeling of wonder shows that you are a philosopher, since wonder is the only beginning of philosophy. Books are immortal sons defying their sires. False words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the soul with evil. No human thing is of serious importance. Have you ever sensed that our soul is immortal and never dies? Poetry is nearer to vital truth than history. Lack of activity destroys the good condition of every human being. The direction in which education starts a man will determine his future life. Let parents then bequeath to their children not riches but the spirit of reverence. The difficulty, my friends, is not in avoiding death, but in avoiding unrighteousness, for that runs faster than death. Opinion is the medium between knowledge and ignorance. Books give a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything. Knowledge becomes evil if the aim be not virtuous. Twice and thrice over. As they say, good is it to repeat and review what is good. We are twice armed if we fight with faith. Without friendship, no communication between people has value. Never forgive a friend who betrayed you once. He will betray you again. When the word does not strike, then the stick will not help either. Win your friends not with empty flattery but with sincere words of love. Any man may easily do harm, but not every man can do good to another. Excellence is not gift, but a skill that takes practice. We do not act rightly because we are excellent. In fact, we achieve excellence by acting rightly. Bad people live to eat and drink. Virtuous people eat and drink in order to live. Thanks for watching.